Suppose we have f of ln x is equal to log of x. Then we are going to find out what f of x is equal to. So before we continue, let me just clarify the notation. First, when we have the ln, this right here is a logarithm. And this right here means we have log with a special base, and the base is e, which is approximately 2.718. So let me just write that down. Well, you just write e, you don't write down 2.718. All right, on the other hand, when we have the log, this log, this is called a common log, and by default, this right here is log base 10. And especially on the calculators, and I usually call this the calculator log, because on the calculator, log means log base 10. So that's what we are working with right here. Now, if you haven't done so already, go ahead and pause the video, try this first before you watch the solution. Done? Okay. So we have ln and log. Can they just cancel, right? Cancel, and maybe we have 10 and e. Maybe the answer is the capital E. No, be careful. Because when we are doing f of ln x, this is all about function composition. And now, right here, we're trying to figure out what the original function is. Let me write this down for you. We have f of ln x. Originally, this is equal to log of x. Our goal is to think about something that I'm going to enter into the x right here so that the ln and that thing will cancel, and I just want to end up with a variable x. For now, because we use x already, we are going to do a change of variable, a substitution, to make it slightly more clear. And this is how we are going to do it. Let, I want this to become just a variable, right? So I'll just say let ln x equal some variable t. Once we have this, we will have to think about how can we undo the ln. And the answer for that is e to the power, right? So this means x, if you want to get that by itself, we will get e to the t. Because imagine if I just do e to the ln x power and then e to the t's power. On the left hand side, e and ln cancel because ln has log base e. And that's the log property and exponential functions property. They're inverse functions of each other. They can cancel each other out. That's how we get x is equal to e to the t's power. So I'm going to put x equal e to the t's power right here into this and that and see what we get. Right here, we will have f of ln e to the t. And then let me just put parentheses around it because we're entering this into the ln x function. If you only have one thing inside of the ln, you don't necessarily need a parentheses. All right, and then we do the same thing right here. Now, here on the inside, ln and e to the t, they cancel as well because this is log base e and this is e to the power. They cancel. So we just get f of t. Now on the right hand side, be super careful because this is log base 10. When they have different bases, you cannot cancel them out. So what do we do in this case though? Well, here we have e to the power instead of a logarithm. By one of the log properties, we can take the power, bring that to the front, and make that into a multiplication. So you get t times log of the number e. And in fact, this right here is the answer. But now you might be wondering, I don't have the t's right here. What are we talking about? We have the x's. This is t. Well, this is just the input that we use for the function, and you can technically use any input that you want. For example, I can say f of, if you plug in 13, you just plug in 13. If you plug in 17, you plug in 17. If you plug in y, then you will have y log of e. If you want to say f of j, that's just going to be j of log of e. And of course, if you want f of x, do not get mixed up with this x that we have used right here. Don't do that. This is just like you change the variable back, so you want to write the function with. If you plug in x, you just put the x right here. Alright? So do not plug in this right here into the x anymore. Don't do that. So Therefore, you can see that f of x is equal to x times log of e, and the answer is B. I just realized that there's no number. Well, besides the 10 and well, okay, fine. Now, there's no number in this video. But technically E is a number, but it's a letter. Anyways, that's it.